Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So it's Sunday. Hope you guys are up on your mind, body, and soul program. I was up early as usual, doing my morning studies, reading, trying to learn as much as I can. I wrote down some quotes that I thought were good ones for the day. I do this kind of stuff every day. I just figured I'd share it with you once in a while. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quotes from this morning, and let's go through them. See what we can make of this. These are 5 quotes for Sunday, 5 things to think about today. The first quote is, use little and do much. Use little and do much. You know, the way I take this is that you can make a little bit go a long way. You'd be surprised. You ever fuck with oil, you know that a little bit goes a long way. Body lotion, a little bit goes a long way. I kind of use a minimalist approach towards a lot of things in my life. A little bit of energy will go a long way. You'd be surprised. You don't have to go hard 24 hours a day. You can take 20% of your day and just go hard as you can for 20%, and then 80% be the lazy fuck that you are. You'd be surprised how far you get in life. I suggest always pushing yourself to do more. That's a problem that I have and that I try to do. I have a natural tendency to be lazy. I have to push myself to do more. But a little bit goes a long way. I've started many businesses over the years, many businesses. I started becoming interested in entrepreneurship in 1991, I guess, was my first business. 91. With every business that I've ever started, I started with nothing. Nothing. Started a landscape company with nothing. No money. I had a trash can that I stole from the neighbors. Some shears that I bought, $10. I drew up some flyers on some paper and went and Xeroxed them. So I spent maybe $20 on my business adventure. Start a new business. I'm going to start a landscape company. I'm starting it with $20. Got my first job, fucked up that job. I completely blew the first job. That's a long story, but it wasn't a very encouraging beginning. But long story short, 4 years later, I had employees. I had 4 trucks running, loaded with tools, commercial accounts. I finally reached a level where I could get rid of all the mow, blow, and go residential bullshit and just do apartment complexes and universities and, commercial accounts. Started it from nothing. I had no loans, no debt. Every penny of it I was able to either reinvest or put in my pocket. I've started many businesses in the same way. I started my motorcycle shop, which I've had for 20 years. Been in magazines. Sold handlebars all over the world. Currently I sell handlebars to Harley Davidson, to the corporation. They've been putting them on their bikes. I don't even deal with regular customers anymore with the handlebars. Everything I make goes to Harley. I started this motorcycle shop from nothing, in the ghetto, down in the jungle in Los Angeles, on my fucking front porch. Just bought a cheap bike, customized it, flipped it, took the money, reinvested it, used the same drug dealer math that I had been using in the streets towards motorcycles. Started the company September 13th, 2001. That's when I got my business license. By 2005, so 4 years later, I was in magazines. I was getting national and international attention. I was winning the biggest shows that there were, hobnobbing with all the people that you've ever heard of. Started it from nothing. So use little and do much. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You can apply this concept to almost any area of your life. Let's go on to the next one. These are 5 things to think about today. You have strength that is not visible. So that's the next quote. You have strength that is not visible. I talk about this a lot, and I think it's a popular notion that you have more strength inside you than you realize. I've gone through this so many times in my life. I've looked at myself as being a lot weaker than I really am. I'm more resilient than I really give myself credit for. I mean, I think I'm pretty tough, but I'm a lot tougher than that. I can go through a lot of pain and be fine. Pain that might debilitate others, I can go through it. I've realized this in my life, that I've been able to endure, not just endure, thrive in some of the worst scenarios. And it's like you wonder how. How can you still be going? Because I have strength that is not visible, just like the quote says. We all do. It's just a question of tapping into it. Sometimes that can be scary. You have to learn to push yourself. We have our limit. When we reach our limit, I can't do anymore. I can't do anymore. I can't. I just can't. That's mental. You can. You could go further. You could push yourself harder. You've really only expended 44%, I think is the equation. People have studied this type of shit. When you think you're maxed out, when you're done, you're gassed, you're done. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. Reached my limit. You're not even 50% expended with your energy. You still have a whole bunch more left. You just don't even realize it. You got to tap into it. So let's get to the next one. These are things to think about today on Sunday. If you watch people long enough, you will never be surprised. If you watch people long enough, you will never be surprised. You know, I think it's good to have powers of observation, like Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is a great character because he has a certain childish naivete about him, but he's also incredibly wise. And the wisdom comes from a variety of experiences, but it's just because he's willing to put himself out there. And most of Sherlock Holmes's wisdom comes from his powers of observation. Just having an expansive view, catching things that other people can't catch or that aren't paying attention. We mostly look through the world through blinders. We're so focused. We have narrow focus. It's important to have a more expansive view and to see everything. There's so much that's happening outside of our realm of observation. Just like with this camera shot. There's all kinds of stuff happening in this room, but you'll never know because the camera is a rather narrow angle lens. We look through the world that way. And if you watch long enough, you start to catch shit. You start to pick stuff up. If you watch hard enough, look close enough, the less gets past you. The wiser you get. The more experience you have with the world, the more interaction you have with the world. And when you really see the world for what it truly is, not like a child who's just narrow focused. Children are so narrow focused. You have to see an expansive view. And when you can have that expansive view, shady motherfuckers, that doesn't surprise you. Shit doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I'm not saying I like people who are fucked up, who are shady, backstabbing, but there's nothing you can do that'll surprise me at this point. News stories, school shootings, terror attacks, people getting beat by cops, whatever it is. That may freak you out, get your juices going, get you outraged and fearful. Not me. Shit doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. That's usually my response. Hey, Sky, what did you think about that story? Doesn't surprise me. Because if you watch people long enough, you won't be surprised. A lot of people reveal their behavior. You watch one of your friends long enough, their behavior doesn't surprise you. You know it's coming. You know how they're going to react before they even react. You may know them better than they know themselves. Oh, watch. John's going to freak the fuck out when I tell him this news. And sure enough, John freaked the fuck out when I told him that news. Because you know. It doesn't surprise you. You've watched John long enough. You can use this as a superpower. Not be so triggered with life. Let's go to the next one. Are you strong in war and weak in relationships? Ooh, that's a tough one, man. I'm definitely this way. This is kicking me in the nuts right here. Are you strong in war and weak in relationship? You goddamn right I am. I'm the guy that you want to go to fucking battle with, man. I'll be the best battle buddy you ever had. I've won all the battles I've had so far. Sure, I've lost teeth. I got scars all over my body, but I've won every battle I've ever had. I've served every fucking enemy I've ever had. I can say that proudly. Ain't nobody hunting for me. They're all gone. I'm pretty good at war. I'm the guy, man. I'm the guy you want to fucking have on your team. But when it comes to relationships, especially love, oh man, that's difficult for me. I turn into a simp. I'll be the most warrior motherfucker you've ever met on the battlefield. A general. Fucking legendary. With women, I'm a simp, a sucker. I could turn beta so quick. I have to keep myself in check with this. I know this about myself. And I have to constantly watch myself like a bad child. You watch that little motherfucker because he's going to get into something. I have to watch myself on this because in relationships, I am weak. And it's something that I currently work on. Trying to be stronger, especially around women, to be more of a dominant alpha male. And I'm not talking about being some misogynist jerk. You know, I love women. I think women are great. You know, some guys hate women. You know, that just comes from their fucking life of weakness and bad experiences that are left unchecked. I've been going through all my experiences and trying to heal the wounds so I don't bring past fucking skeletons in my closet to another relationship, past traumas, and put them on someone else. But I tell you, that is a hard one. That's a tough one. You want to be strong in relationships, just as strong as you are in physical conflicts. The last one. Let's go to the last one. Be open to turning points. Be open to turning points. I think a lot of us are caught up in a rat race with a narrow focus like I've been talking about. And it's very easy to miss out because we get in a rut. We get in a routine. We can miss out on turning points in our lives. Opportunities, major opportunities, those forks in the road. Because we're too busy looking down at our cell phones. We're too busy chasing vice. We're too busy clouding our mindset, our minds. We're too busy allowing weak thoughts to take us over during the day. All of this can steer us off the path or keep you on the wrong path, because the fork in the road, you're still on a path. But you may have been meant, your greatness may be on one of those on-ramps to a different location, and you miss that shit. You have to be able to be open-minded to change and to break up your routine just a little bit. Break it up. I'm routine oriented. I make lists. I do the same shit all the time, but I try to leave myself some spontaneity in my life. I try to even change my schedule around here and there just so I'm not locked in for year on and year after just doing the same thing. Time slips by that way. You want to be able to give yourself some opportunity to see those turning points. Once you hit a turning point in your life, that's such an incredibly powerful experience, because that's the type of experience where you change. You change for the better. You go in a direction that propels you forward. You level up. That yo-yo of life where you can feel like you're doing a little bit better and then doing a little bit worse. That 2 steps forward, 2 steps back game. Some people take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's still some forward movement. I took 1 step forward and 5 steps back. That's how I've done most of my life. And I finally had to kind of change my outlook and to get out of my routine and poke my fucking head above the clouds and really see what this landscape has to offer. Be able to make some clear decisions, to be able to fucking hit those turning points when they happen. This is how I got to Florida. That was a risk. It was just one day. I sat there and was just like, fuck, maybe I should move to Florida. I could have snapped out of it and been like, fuck that. But instead, I allowed that thought to keep going. And it was a scary thought. And here I am. It was the best decision I ever made. You can pay more attention to these turning points. Be open to the turning points. This is all food for thought. Thanks for watching.